Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for TEQ63. This is made by Devil Toys. It's an awesome figure. I really like the one I got at San Diego Comic Con right here, the red version. Now I'm doing a review for the normal release, which is right here, the black version. In terms of the box, it's similar to what I got, a bit less. It doesn't have this, I guess, a collaboration with Bait, which is another, probably another company. Not quite familiar with them. And yeah, so here we go. With this design of the box, kind of has that gloss for the character itself, but the rest of the box is that matte black finish. It's actually quite nice. On the back here, got a little bit of information. Devil Toys. Quix is, I believe, is the Filipino artist that designed this. I think that's from what I read online. Then you got Hidden Fortress, Bullet Punk. It's a lot of things. Yeah, Quix, Micah's. So what is this? Box art. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's quite interesting. So there's a lot of information about the character itself here, and let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got a nice line art there. Yep. And I think that's pretty much it for the box. Just a quick comparison from what I got before. I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store. I think it's still readily available. It is on the high end, being a designer toy. There is also the Ghost Edition, which I'll review after this, which is kind of like a color variant, which is kind of like a reverse color of this. Basically, it's all going to be in white. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for the box. Let's do a quick unboxing. Alright, so let's see how this will work out. It's a really long box which houses the figure. Try to get this thing out here. There we go. There's actually a shipper box that well, yeah, the shipper brown box. I already removed it though. So we got this foam for the figure. We got it right here. And if we remove this one, inside we got more accessories. So we got the foldable pocket gun here, or the FPG. We got the other hands here. So there's only two pairs of hands, either the open hand or the grabbing hand. Interesting enough, this comes with a pair of shoes. The Comic Con exclusive didn't come with this extra, so this is something new. Has a 63. You got the skulls there. Interesting design. So we get a pair of shoe. Now we have the Balisword here, the foldable sword, and now we have the Scout dog here, which is the robotic cute dog. Alright, so that's pretty much it for unboxing. Let me just reorganize my review space. Alright, so let's do some comparison. I know this is gonna be odd since I'm comparing it with the limited release, but that's the first one that came out. Also, I'm going to compare this with the 6th Vision Boneheads. That's the other designer toy, the 1/6 scale that I've been collecting. It's kind of going along with the same route, having the same mold. Kind of somewhat the same design, but they have color variants or a little bit different design for each one. So for the 6th Boneheads, 6th Vision Boneheads, I did review on those. You can check those out. For each color variant, they have a different clothing design. But seems like in the TEQ63, they have the same clothing in terms of the sweater, the shirt, and the pants. They're the same. You got the chain on the side. You have the same shoes, and same hands, and same weapons. You got the Balisword and the folding pocket gun, and you get the same dog. Yeah. But for this one, a few things are different are the design on the shirt and sweater. So you can see here we have Bait here. This one has the Bullet Punk. That's really nice. I like that. You get the skull head here. This one is mostly Bait onto the side. Now onto the back, Yep, still bait. I do have a little problem with his ankles. This one's a 63. It says country code Pilipinas street plan. And that's what it is. The 63 is the Philippines country code, if you want to make a call there. And that's really cool. And you know, for me, I'm actually marunong ako mag-Tagalog. I'm from Philippines. And that's really cool seeing a Filipino artist making figures and have a little bit of that. Really nice. And also, one of the particular things I like about this design is the helmet. It kind of looks like the Crossbone Gundam's, I think X2 has that somewhat of a design there. Yeah, it's really cool. Alright, and I think that's pretty much it in terms of difference in clothing, you know, in terms of design. Now let's take a closer look at TEQ63. Now I'm just gonna call them by their color variants. I don't think they have an actual code name like the Boneheads have. Yeah, so well, let's take a look at the black. Alright, so taking a closer look at this one. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is that the helmet is the same. They didn't change the color at all. It's the same helmet. Yep. Which is not too bad. But I believe the Ghost Edition, the white one, has it's different. It's colored differently. So. And again, this is the normal release. And so you're gonna have the same helmet as the red version, which is good. Well, in some ways. Unless you already have the red, and then you kind of want to have a little different. So aside from that, articulation wise, you have the neck. It's ball jointed, like so. The peg connection, or the peg itself, is not too long, so it's actually not too bad on this one. And I think the bonehead is a little long, but articulation wise, it's fairly good. You can look down, look up, can tilt side to side. So it's really nice. I like that articulation there. Now you can remove the sweater, as you can see here. You have the shoulder joints here. I actually haven't really take a peek inside, but you can kind of swivel it forward and back. Then you can rotate this. You have a bicep swivel there as well. You can bend your elbow. I think it's double jointed. Seems like it's double jointed. So you got that good articulation. I always have this problem getting the right elbow bend, because you want to make it more natural. Sometimes when you bend the upper joint, it feels like it's longer, like this, and it feels unnatural. So you gotta play around with getting just the right elbow bend. Now for the torso, or actually, forget this thing here. It's a peg, and I think you pop it out. Actually, I forgot how to remove this one here. I'll worry about that later. And you got the torso here. I can feel there's a joint here in the mid-torso. You can move it side to side. Then you have a little bit of waist wiggle right there, but you can turn him right so. Then you got your hips. You can move up and to the side, to the back. It's a bit restrictive because of the clothing. You just have to play around with it. Then for this chain, it's one of those clip things that you can remove, and it goes to the back as well. I like that. It's a nice touch. Then these pockets, they are actual pockets. That's cool. So you got 4 pockets, 2 in each side, and actually you got 2 back pockets as well as the pockets on the side. So a lot of pockets. A knee bend, I believe, is double jointed as well, but again, you can kind of want to have that right wrinkles to make that knee bend more natural. Yeah. Another improvement that they made on this one, or actually the improvement they made, is the ankle joint. Now The exclusive one I have doesn't have this slits here, and I think this is gonna help it prevent this part here getting stressed. But this joint here is a lot stiffer, which helps a lot in keeping this figure upright. So they fixed that ankle joint problem, and that's great. That's ball jointed, and we'll do a swap in a bit for the shoe. Nice design, even the sole here. I think they might have added a little bit of wash here, especially on the top, to keep that design. Really nice. Yeah, really cool shoes right there. I'm trying to figure, was it Adidas design with that stripes? Alright, so I think that's pretty much it for in terms of the figure. Let's take a look at the accessories. Alright, so taking a look at his hands here. So I kind of popped it off, and so alternately you're gonna have this particular hands, nicely detailed. It's kind of like a mechanized hand here. So I was trying to pop it off, and this is what it looks like. So the longer peg connects to the forearm, and you kind of have this, so it's not quite a ball joint. It's kind of just like a little nub there for a peg. It's a little difficult trying to, just actually my first time here putting this on. Might have to heat it up or somewhat, just getting that joint there. It's a little difficult. I kind of like what they did with the 6-division boneheads, where you can actually pop it off a lot easier, but the forearm on those are actually a little bigger, a bigger joint than this. So TEQ63, it's a little bit smaller. So let me see if I can put this on back. Alright, I managed to put it on there. I had a little difficulty because the joint or the socket inside is actually a little too small. You kind of have to open it up a little bit. I mean, you can use heat, definitely hair dryer, or you can just use your screwdriver and kind of try to dig away a little bit of the layer. Just be careful though. This is an expensive toy. Just if you know what you're doing, go for it. Just a little heads up. But I managed to put it back on. But definitely, I would recommend to pop off the wrist if you can. Just do it in this motion here. And there we go. I was able to pop off it from that wrist. It's just a lot easier in that motion. But now I think I've already widened that section. Just a lot easier to pop on the other ones. There we go. I'll probably just leave it on this particular hand here. Unfortunately, there's no closed fist, but this could kind of looks like a closed fist. I mean, it's just nice to have that particular pair of hands. But yeah, well, depending on his fight style as well. But you got those only 2 pairs of hands. And I think I forgot to mention that this is functional pockets as well for the side of his sweater. You can have him in that particular pose. It's like a gangster. Alright, so next up, let's just have him there. We have the Foldable Pocket Gun. It's really cool. So basically, you swing this out, it becomes the shoulder stock. And there's your handle. There's a little piece right there. You might have to use either a paper clip or something to kind of open it up. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe a little handle, but that's the design. This could just slide it here, and there we go. Get the little pistol there. It's a nifty weapon. Other than that, we have this, which is the awesome Balisword. Now, on the red version I had a problem with this clip here. It cracked right here, but it still works. It's still functional. So this one, it's pretty much the same. You can move this around to open it up. Has that nice matte finish for the handle. Then you have that nice silver for the blade. Really cool. Kind of just align this, and you have to turn this around. That way it'll lock in place. Alright, there we go. Yeah, nice design. So far, I didn't have issues with paint, especially when you put it on the hands. And that's the next tricky thing to do, putting on the hands. Right, so let me just remove this pocket knife here. So to put it on, there's probably different ways to do this, but this is kind of how I've done it. So you kind of want to push it together. Yep. This part here is kind of like the outer. Yeah, well, it goes out. So you push it together. Try to get in between the thumb. Just get in there. Once you get in there, you're trying to clear out this two here, which is a bit of a large gap, and your figure will try to move on its own. In this part also, you may want to use some sort of tool. I wouldn't recommend using a flat screwdriver because you might scrape off the plastic, but if you're careful, you can use it. So basically what I'm trying to do is trying to open up the fingers to go over that gap there, right in between. Now this one is gonna get pushed outward. Just gotta be careful, don't force it too much. And I think that's pretty much as far as I can go. So a little bit of the fingers just does go over, and I think that's not too bad. And that's pretty much how to put it on. I mean, I could probably push in a little bit more, but again, I don't want to force it. So really quite nice. And let me just have him the same pose as my red version. Keep getting the shirt going up. There's actually nothing in there, it's just the inside part. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so in terms of the design on the blade or how it's painted, it's pretty much the same as the red, as I can see here. Just the red is now gray, although there is a bit of a little different shade of gray towards the top part there, but it's pretty much the same. Alright, so next part, let's go over the shoes. Alright, I swapped out the shoes. I had a little difficulty with them. So this is the normal shoes here. The problem is the shoe on that one's a little deeper, but also there's no ball joint there to kind of keep the form. So I kind of had to rim out the inside part. Let me see even if I can pull this out here. It's tight right there, but as you can see there, I had to rim it out. It's a lot deeper than this particular shoe, so it's a different design. Yeah, but I got it to work. So if you're having difficulty trying to put it on, you gotta rim out the edges with a hobby knife, and that should work. To putting this on here is also a bit tricky. Make sure you kind of lift up the pants and bend it this way, and kind of align that joint there, and you kind of have to press it in and do the same circular motion as you're forcing it in, and that should do the trick. Yep. I'm still debating if I want to keep this. It is a bit different than this one, kind of differentiate him from the red version. So I got it there. And lastly, we have the dog. The robotic dog here. Now this is the same as the red version, only difference is the color. We got the blue now instead of the red, but the paint on the rest of the body is the same. Articulation is the same as well. It's the same mold basically. So for articulation, let's start with the head here. There is a ball joint there on the neck. You can move this around. There's also a hinge there, so you can kind of move that up and down. Do not try to move the ears. I believe they're fixed. I've actually tried moving the right one. I think I actually snapped it. I've good it in place, put it back, so it's good. So ears are not movable. Try not to move them. Now the front leg here it's kind of hard to move. Yeah, on the red one I kind of pull it out, and this helps me move it a lot easier, and that's kind of how it's connected. There's like an inside part. Having that gives it a lot more friction. Yeah, that's probably what's kind of hindering me from moving it around. So I have a little difficulty with that. But yeah, you can definitely move that around. There we go. Hopefully that peg doesn't break. Then you can bend that as well. Then you got your toes. So there's a lot of kind of breaking in the joint. Just be careful as you exercise those. The back side, same thing. Yeah. I thought that would be a lot easier. A lot smoother, but I think it's just how the paint kind of just settled. And okay, that was like a paint mishap, but it's just excess plastic inside. Alright, so that's good. And lastly, you gotta have a tail movement there, kind of like the neck. And be careful not to hold it from here, because that will definitely snap. Hold it from the base as much as you can. And that's pretty much it for the dog. Actually, the dog, I kind of wish it does a little bit more. It'll be cool if this transformed into a gun or some sort of that, or a backpack for him. I think that'll be a cool gimmick, but it's just a dog here. Which is not too bad on its own. It's a cool design, yeah, for your canine companion, a robotic dog. Yeah. Anyways, that's it. I think that's pretty much it for the review. Overall, even though it's a color variant, I still like it. It has a little bit of a difference here and there, like the design of the sweater, the shirt, and having that extra pair of shoes. Makes it unique from the limited red version. Yep. And if you're deciding to pick this up, it's a really great figure. It comes with a couple of accessories. You get the Balisword, the foldable pocket gun, as well as that cute little dog here. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the review. An awesome design by Quicks. And I think that's about it for this review. If you got questions, let me know. I will review the Ghost version maybe in this coming weeks. We'll see. Hopefully that one will have quite a bit of a variant as well, just in terms of design, to kind of differentiate from the other ones here. But definitely it will. Anyways, that's about it for this review. So until then, this is Means. Thanks for watching.